Karla, you've been pivotal in organizing the youth initiative of IMF. Can you tell us a little bit about why you decided to do this?
The IMF decided to invite youth leaders for several reasons, but I will say the two main or the most important reasons why were, first of all, the current context in which the world it's embarking right now, all the changes that are taking place, and that most importantly are the voices of the youth leaders and youth groups, young groups are being heard. And so as an institution with a responsibility for the entire world, we find that it was important for us to provide a venue and listen at the youth leaders. That is one reason. And the second reason, which I think is extremely important, is that the IMF right now is undertaking a series of reforms. And as part of these reforms, we are more and more embracing different perspectives, different voices. We engage more with civil society organizations and different other groups. And youth are one of those groups that are clearly important for us. So that venue that we are trying to create and the channel that we are trying to create with youth leaders is what inspired us to do what we did in the Spring Meetings.
So one of the questions that's actually coming in my mind is, was this a reaction to the happenings at MENA, or was this something that was in the pipelines where IMF was trying to engage with young people, or is this something that's happened after the crisis?
Excellent question. We have been engaging with civil society organizations for the last 10 years. This particular project of bringing youth leaders started last year, before all the changes in Middle East and North Africa. And actually we started at the end of 2009, beginning of 2010, some roundtables and some activities with youth generations in Middle East. We have 8 roundtables in 8 different countries during a period of less than a year in Middle East, and later we have 4 activities, similar activities in Latin America and the Caribbean. So that is something that the fund has been doing in the last 2 years, and we simply wanted to do it in a more formal way, providing the venue here for the youth leaders to participate in these activities.
With your various interactions with the young leaders who've come and attended this conference, especially the CSO meetings, what do you think has been the value add that they brought onto the table?
2 aspects. The most important part is that it was a refreshing view, and I think that it is the main value, if you want, of our interactions with youth leaders. But also energy, inspiration, and passion. I think that all the young leaders that we brought that are representative for different sectors, NGO community, academia, intellectuals, private business, they represent the rich variety of different perspectives. And for us, as the fund, it is important to listen to these various perspectives and sometimes disagreements that we can find.
What are your future plans, with your youth initiative? Are you planning to have greater involvement? Is IMF going to turn into a new leaf with a greater human face, with greater youth interaction? Are youth going to have a much larger role to play in at least giving perspectives to IMF on the world environment?
I think that the fund has been taking serious steps to have a more human face. I think that with the youth perspective, we are going to have a younger human face. But I think that we are brainstorming. Whatever the fund would like to plan in terms of engaging more actively and systematically with youth leaders or youth groups from across the globe, the first thing that we wanted to do is to ask them, and that is the reason why we brought them to Washington DC this time, to brainstorm together with them what ideas can be brought in terms of engaging with youth groups across the world. And the plans are hopefully to continue this engagement, but for the engagement, it should be a venue that we can create in which both parts, the organization and the youth leaders, would like to engage dialogue and to agree to disagree in some cases.
Working with the fund, you obviously have a very international and a global perspective on things. What is your message to young people in terms of how they can make a difference in society and to this world?
The most important thing for the young generation now is to channel that energy, that passion, that commitment, and find the venues in which, through dialogue, through mutual understanding, real changes can take place. I think that in an era of connectivity that we are facing right now, an era in which communication and information plays a critical role in development, it is extremely important that different actors, including young leaders and young groups, participate actively in this discussion. So the venues for this engagement, for this dialogue, should come from both sides again, from youth and also from all the institutions, that we need to embrace those voices, their voices, and understand what their concerns are, and think clearly that whatever we decide now will affect back us in the next 10, 15 years. They are going to be the ones running the governments, running the private sector, running academia, running civil society. So it is important that we start connecting and understanding mutually now.
Do you think your son's going to write a book at the age of 7?
I hope so. Maybe at the age of 6, I am going to ask Samar to start talking with him.
Thank you so much, Karla, for this great initiative. This is some phenomenal work, and we hope to see a lot more of it in the coming months.
Thank you so much to you. You guys are inspiring us constantly.
Thank you.